Hi there, and tonight we are talking about By Night's End. Happy 31 Days Horror, guys. So, I was lucky enough to get an early screener copy of this one by Tricoast. I was going to put this video up here actually yesterday when the embargo lifted, and I've been waiting for the right time. And I decided that this had to be something for the 31 Days Horror because it's a thriller, and it's really fun. I was not familiar with the director, Walker Whitehead, who made the film. I was a bit familiar with Michelle Rose because I follow like a lot of the stunt people on the stunt careers, and she's worked on things like Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. She worked recently in Lovecraft Country. She's done a lot of acting as well. Kurt Yu is in this one here. I hope I got the name right. Really good actor. Has a lot of. He definitely minds the depths of the pathos in the film. And the person, and I gotta get him up here because he's done a few things. This is the guy that I've seen the most, is Michael Aaron Milligan. So his middle name is like mine. It's Aaron. My first name's Aaron. But he is amazing as a bad guy in this film. Basically, what we have here are Michelle Rose, and we have, and she's the lead. She's an ex-soldier. She's home with her. She was a sergeant, actually. She fought in Iraq. And she's home with her husband now, played by Kurt Yu, and their names actually are Heather and Mark. I had to look up the name part there. And they're damaged. They're at a point where Mark's not working, where things are hard at her workplace. She's working for her father, and there are some kind of shady business dealings going on. We don't find out a lot about that. This film has a lot of ambiguity to it. It really leaves a lot. It challenges you to kind of like fill in certain holes on your own, and to use your imagination to stretch what you want to get out of this film. You're going to get out of this film what you like. They're going to give you like some really cool action scenes. They're going to give you like an excellently kind of, in my opinion anyway, like a storyline to follow through. But they are going to leave some things ambiguous. For some people, that's going to be frustrating. For the person that watched, for the producer that watched the film, and I'm gonna try to remember the name because they made a TV series out of it as well, and I got it right over there. I do. Picnic at Hanging Rock, who got really frustrated and threw his cup when he didn't like the ending of Picnic at Hanging Rock. Well, it's not going to be that ambiguous, but there is going to be a bit of ambiguity within the film. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but what I can tell you is that we have a couple that are kind of at odds. They're not really connecting right now. There's been a tragedy in their life. They've lost a child, and it is affecting them both in different ways. They're not really connecting, and they haven't really grieved together, and that's become like a really big like aspect of their relationship. Mark's no longer working. Heather is completely stressed out at her job, and suddenly that night, Heather hears a noise. Heather hears a noise, and she gets up. And using her training, she grabs her gun from her desk and walks outside and basically surveys the area. She hears, while she's under the house, because she sees that the door under the house is open, she hears somebody struggling with her husband, and when she assesses where the noise is coming from, she shoots. She shoots twice blindly, without knowing. Then we see her go upstairs. And in their house, like, is a guy that she just shot by the name of Parker, and he's looking for something. Parker is looking for something desperately, and he offers them $10,000 if they'll just let him look through the house, no questions asked. But then he goes over to reach for something, she defends herself, and she shoots and kills Parker. At this point, normally that's where you call the police, and that's kind of what she wants to do. But her husband says, "Give it an hour. Let's look around. If he was going to offer us $10,000, we're not doing well financially right now. I'm not working. Your job is like kind of on the rocks right now. We have funeral expenses and hospital bills to pay for. Give us an hour to look through this house and see if we can find out what Parker was hiding, and maybe that'll solve our money issues." and then we'll call the cops. Unfortunately, somebody shows up, played by Mr. Milligan himself, and he is really, really good in this role. He chews the scenery in the best possible way, and we get to see throughout the film like the kind of like the twists and turns of each of the characters. We get to see the husband and wife have to confront each other and how they react to this life-threatening situation differently. Basically, they're inside a house under siege with a group of a very dangerous men on the outside. Heather is a sergeant. She can protect herself. Mark's a regular guy. And that plays out. It plays out in some unique and different ways. It's a fun film. It's a thoroughly entertaining ride. And it's really intriguing. But what it is, and this is what surprised me, is that it's tense and it's almost cathartic in a way. It's heartbreaking, like as a parent, to see like two parents, even on screen, like that are mourning the loss of a child, and to see it like played into, and this experience of like this night of like terror and being under siege with these gangsters, not knowing what it is that they want, and desperately knowing that the only way that they are going to survive is if they find it and they can leverage their way out of the house. It seems pretty simple at first, but there's a really good kill at the near the beginning of the film. It's the first kill made by the bad guys, and trust me, I don't want to spoil it because it happens so suddenly and it's so quick that it's something that I recommend that you check out. But By Night's End, by far and large, is something that I'm really glad that I saw. And much like Tombstone Rashomon, which also came out by Tricoast, this is something that I'm going to pick up for sure. And I really hope that we see more from this director. I particularly hope that we see more from these lead actors. All three of these actors are fantastic. I want to see more action films from Michelle Rose. I really, really do. She does an amazing job in this film. And as far as gangsters go, man, Michael Aaron Milligan, he kills it. He's funny and he's threatening, and he wears this kind of cool slanted hat, almost like a sweetback type of thing, almost like a blaxploitation hat. It's neat and it's intriguingly well done, and I had a lot of fun with it. That's the one thing I can say. I had a lot of fun watching this film. I went in intrigued already. I was pretty sure this was gonna be something that I was gonna like, but I wasn't quite sure. Like, I hadn't seen enough of it, like from the trailer, just to make my mind up. Well, I did, and it's a fun film. I definitely recommend, if you're not gonna buy it, definitely rent it and check it out and watch it. I like thrillers, so it is gonna be something that I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna be looking for more from these people. Michelle Rose, you got a new fan. That's 110% for sure. We got Kurt Yu, who was incredible in the film. Michael Aaron Milligan, you rocked it, man. I gotta say, this is extremely well done. The action scenes that are there, the fight sequences in particular, are well done. There's a fight sequence between two actors, one of them being Heather, and played by Michelle Rose, and one of them being, I gotta get his name because he does a good job, by Matt Laborde, who plays Tom. There's a really good fight sequence. It's brutal, and it's nasty, and it's dirty, and it doesn't look like one of those like super kind of overly choreographed sequences. It's more like it's down and dirty and rough, and messy. So there you go. By Night's End. If you have not checked it out, check it out. Hopefully, By Night's End. It is put out by Tricoast Entertainment, and it has yeah. If you haven't checked it out yet, as it's at the beginning of my video, but there's there's Michelle Rose right there, right from. I'm impressed. So I don't do like a ratings thing. Like I'm trying to think up whether I should do a ratings thing, do like a Siskel and Ebert type of ratings, type of thing, or do a Dr. Wiffula type of thing, like a whole like basically a style rating sequence for this. But what I can tell you, yeah, it goes on the approval rating for the Call to Cinema. It's a fun film. It's now some people may be bothered by the ambiguous tone of the ending, and I will understand that. But it's just such a good ride that it's worth checking out. Let me know what you think of it, by the way. Check it out. Let me know what you think of By Night's End. I particularly really enjoyed it. I was particularly intrigued by the lead actress, and of course by the lead bad guy. I thought they played off each other really well. I thought Kurt Yu did a great job, and it was a hard job to do when when you have such a strong like basically he has to play like it's kind of a role reversal, and like it's not the action hero guy that's going out to save save the damsel in distress. It's the girl that's more the action hero. She's been in she knows how to use a gun. She can rig up she can rig up bombs. It's really cool. Anyway, have a great night there. Happy October month, and be sure to check out By Night's End because I don't think you'll regret it. It'll be a lot of fun, and let me know what you think.